Hey guys, what's up? This is XWolfX here, coming at you with today's deck profile. Now today is Lightsworns, or the Guardians of Light, or whatever you really want to call them. But let's get started. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and get started with our big boss monster, Judgment Dragon. The 8-star, 3,000 attack and 2,600 defense. He can only be special summon if you have 4 or more different Lightsworn monsters in your graveyard with different names. And also, you could pay 1,000 light points to blow up the field. So, he's extremely good for the OTK. Because you drop one, blow up their field, drop the other two, and then that's 9,000 damage. 1 BLS, because who doesn't like another 3,000 beat stick that can be dropped very easily, just by banishing a light and dark. Alrighty, I'm going to switch this around real quick. 1 Gores. I would like to bump him up to 2. I was just having problems spacing it, so it's just kind of like if you draw really monster heavy and can't see your spells or traps or whatever, it's nice to have this guy because it drops a wall of defense and prevents you from getting OTK'd. Alright, you play 1 of each Dragon Roller because you're playing 2 Eclipse Wyvern. When Eclipse Wyvern gets sent to graveyard, you'll banish your Judgment Dragon, which I'll go over this once I go over Eclipse Wyvern. And you use them to banish your Eclipse Wyvern or your Judgment Dragons in graveyard to special summon it and go into your rank 7 plays. 1 Wolf, because he's a 2,100 beat stick that if he's milled, he's special summon. Unfortunately, it cannot be normal summon, so playing out at 1 is a pretty good thing. Now, this one is personally, in my opinion, the best Lightsworn monster besides Judgment Dragon. And it is Raiden. He's a level 4 warrior tuner monster. During your main phase, you can send the top 2 cards of your graveyard of your deck to your graveyard. And if any is a Lightsworn monster, you gain 200 attack for each one until your opponent's next turn. So that's really nice to have. And during the end phase, he can mill off 2 more. So he ultimately mills 4 in a turn, or he can go into, some of your synchros or whatever you need to do. And it's funny because if you use his effect Mill Wolf, you have a level 8 right there, and then you have 2 different name Lightsworn monsters in the graveyard for Judgment Dragon. 1 Lila, because 1700 beater that can destroy a back row by switching its battle position from attack to defense until your next turn, and then you mill 3. It's nice to have. 2 Eclipse Wyvern. You can play this at 2 or 3. I always got it clogged with 3. And 2 I find is just kind of the good number. But either 2 or 3 of this guy. Because when he's sent to the graveyard, you banish one level 7 or higher light or dark dragon monster. So you banish your Judgment Dragon. Then you use the Dragon Roller's effects to banish them to search JD to hand. It also prevents your JD from getting milled too. And it's really nice and convenient. 2 Honest, because you're playing a lot of light monsters. Why would you not? 3 Lumina, the second best Lightsworn monster of the deck. 1,000 attack, 1,000 defense, level 3. Once per turn, you can discard 1 card in your hand, doesn't matter what. So you can banish your or you can discard your Eclipse Wyvern or Dragon Rollers to the graveyard. And then special summon a Lightsworn monster. Also, she mills 3, so she's really good. She can also grab herself, which is kind of funny because you're like, summon Lumina, ditch something you don't care about, bring out another Lumina, ditch, and then you get like 9 cards milled at the end of your turn, which is pretty funny. 3 Necrogardna, because sometimes when your opponent's trying to push for game, you're like, I don't want this to happen, so I'm going to negate. Also gives you another dark target for BLS. 2 Raikou, because if you can set him if your opponent swings. You can target 1 card in the field and destroy it, and then you mill another 3. So it's pretty good. And then on to the spells. 3 Solar Recharge. Discard 1 Lightsworn monster, draw 2, and then mill 2. So it gets your JD fodder real quick, and helps you go through the deck a lot. Especially seeing this, like 2 of these, turn 1 is amazing. 1 Raigeki, because you like to blow up the field, and why not? 2 Rhoda. I like this at 2 because I would always mill off the 3rd one anyway, so I'm like, okay, 2 is a pretty good ratio. Searches out your Raiden and all that. And then 1 Charge of the Light Brigade, send the top 3 cards of from your deck to your graveyard, add 1 level 4 lower Lightsworn monster from your deck to your hand, so you can get whatever Lightsworn monster you need at the time, especially if it's the 4th one that you need for JD. 3 Typhoon because this deck does not like back rows. 1 Snatch Shield because it's the best spell card of the game. Well, one of the best. Steal your opponent's monster. Then as for traps, I only play 3, and I play 3 Needlebug Nest. What this does is it sends the top 5 cards of your deck to the graveyard. So if you can open up 2 of these, you just milled 10. So you're more than likely going to have your JD fodder right then and there. And it's just fun to have. And also, they sometimes waste their Typhoons or other stuff on it. So you're like, okay, chain. I just milled 5. Onto the extra deck, I play 1 Stardust Dragon because, he's Stardust, 2500 beater. And, negates destruction. 1 Stardust Spark Dragon. The 2500 guy who's the manga version of the Stardust. It can protect your JD, or he can protect himself when JD is trying to blow up the field. As for the level 7s, I play 1 Michael. He's a lot weaker version of JD. He's 2600 attack. You can pay 1000 life points to banish 1 card on the field. And when he's destroyed, you can shuffle any number of other Lightsworn monsters in your graveyard to the deck and then get 300 life points for each one. And also, he mills off 3 cards. I don't know, I just prefer to have double Black Rose over him because Black Rose can nuke the board. That's my preference on it. 1 Goyo Guardian. I never really go into him, but it's still nice to have that option. Once again, 1 Alley of Justice Canister. Once again, nice option. 2200 beater that if you're not playing against a dark deck, people have problems getting over this. Onto your Exceeds. For the rank 7s, I play 1 Mecha Phantom Beast Dracosack because, being able to detach a material to have 2 tokens and have this indestructible monster that can pop off a token to blow up a card on the field is very nice. 1 Big Eye because, you already have Snatch Steal, so you might as well have a monster that can steal your opponent's monsters too. On to the rank 4s, 1 101, 2100 Beat Stick that can suck up a special summon monster, so if there's something on the board that you can't get around easily, pull out your 101 and suck it up. And then once again, Castel, kind of the same thing as 101, except it bounces. 1 Exciton Knight, because, this deck doesn't already blow up the board enough, but in case you can't see your JDs quick enough, it's like, okay, I want to blow up board because I don't like your back rows, and you have more advantage than me, so I don't like that. 1 Daigusto Emerald, 1800 attack, target 3 monsters in your graveyard, draw a card, so if your JDs are in graveyard, or if you're running real low on the deck, you could be like, okay, well, I'm going to shuffle these 3 monsters into my deck, and then draw a card, and hopefully I can draw my JD. On to the rank 3s, 1 Leviair, 1800 Beat Stick, and in case anything's banished, you can always grab it back, and then have that monster on board. That's level 4 or lower. And then 1 Wind Up Zen Mains, just in case if you do have to play the protection game, 2100 defense, and if your opponent would try to destroy him. And if they can't that turn, then you can detach a material, and then during that end phase, you target 1 card on the field and destroy it. Alright guys, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. If you did like it, like, subscribe, and share with your friends, and you guys have a nice day. XWolfX out. Peace.